What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Lewis. On today's video, we're going to talk about how we should practice, right? PWP, practice with purpose. Before we get into any of those details, please consider subscribing to the channel. We're on the way to 50,000 subscribers. If you like my chamois, not necessarily this pink one because I think it's sold out by now, but the red one, which I'll put on screen right here, use the link down below in the description. 500 grit chamois. It's a troll, but it's hilarious. Anyway, use the link down below. Jersey, efx.co, promo code Napoles 10, 82% of your entire order. And if you're in Vegas, head on over to JB Bowling Supply, or just go to jbbowlingsupply.com, jbbowlingsupply.com. I'd really appreciate it. I left my notes over here, so bear with me here for 1 second. So, this right here. These are my 4 biggest things that I struggle with. And I want you guys to write down on a piece of paper. Oh, by the way, I don't know why the nebula is in front of me, but it's a really good ball. Write down on a piece of paper what you struggle with the most, okay? Then, when you go practice, work on those things. You know, if you just want to come on a Sunday morning and go bowl and just bowl for score, that's fine. More power to you. That's not practice, okay? Practice what you struggle with. So for me, these are the 4 things that I struggle with, and we're gonna go over each of them, right? Slowing down is one of the things that I struggle with the most. For me, naturally, especially two-handed, I wanna run to the line. That results in not very good things to happen. So I always tell myself, slow down. Number 2, large angles. I am very good at keeping the bowling ball in front of me, which as a one-handed bowler, really good thing. As a two-handed player, really not a good thing. So when I come practice, I work on large angles, shoving the ball to the right. 5th frame mentality. If you guys, it's kind of an inside joke, but if you watch my league live stream, which we do every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, the strike jackpot is in the 5th frame. And 5th frame mentality is like clutch, right? Like striking when it matters. And I'm going to show you a good way that you can work on your 5th frame mentality or just being clutch in general. And then, of course, transition. It's something that we all struggle with. So we're going to show you how to work on transition all on today's video. So, number 1 for me, slowing down. How do we work on that? Well, it's not going up to the foul line and not being mindless and just throwing shot after shot after shot. So when I go up there, I tell myself, okay, we're gonna slow everything down. We're gonna get the ball into the swing nice and smooth. Every step, the same cadence, okay? Because for me, when I do that, it typically results in my timing being really, really good. Now, for you, you might have, super late timing, like me, so that means your feet are going fast. But for you, it might be where you have really early timing, so you might need to speed up your footwork. So whatever you're struggling with timing-wise, that's what you need to do, slow down or speed up. And don't just go up there and throw shot after shot after shot after shot like a zombie. You don't want to be a zombie, right? Go up there, commit to every single shot, right? So for me, slowing down, that's exactly what I'm going to do today. Every single shot I throw today from warm-up is going to be with a purpose, all right? Large angles. This is an easy one to work on. We get so comfortable, like I said, zombie. We get so comfortable in what we're doing that we just accept throwing 3 or 4 bad shots in a row. So what we're going to work on is standing a little bit farther left, looking where we normally look, and then moving like our eyes like 5 right of that. Just creating larger angles every single shot. It may not be the play today, but we're not worried about striking today in league. We're worried about we're not worried about striking in practice today. We got to worry about striking in league. And in league, for me, I typically need larger angles. So that's something that we're going to work on today. We're going to work on standing left, shoving the ball to the right, and finding a way to make the ball strike. right? If we can do that today, we're gonna win the practice session. So, the next one, being clutch, or as my Tuesday team we like to call it, the fifth frame mentality. How can you work on being clutch, right? One of the things that I like to do is when I come practice with like a buddy of mine, whatever, I'd like to simulate some scenarios where, like, hey, high count here, pays for lunch. Something like that. Where it's not that big of a deal, but you definitely don't want to pay for lunch. So when my buddy Chris gets back, that's one of the things that we're going to talk about. We're going to warm up, we're going to get loose. Like, hey, right now, high count pays for lunch. One shot. Because that's exactly what the strike jackpot is for us. It's just, you have to strike in the fifth frame. That's why we call it the fifth frame mentality. And that's what we're going to do. And if you do that, like my other buddy Chris Stones hasn't been around much lately. Back in the day at Texas Station, when that place was still open, we would bowl 5 games. And whoever won those 5 games, total pinfall, had to pay for lunch. And we did that every single week. And believe it or not, doing little things like that, even if it's just for $1, hey, dollar high count. Shots like that will help you in league, in tournaments, when you need to come up a little bit clutch, right? And then transition. This is a tough one because when you bowl league, unless you're left-handed, typically there's other people on the pair with you that are creating transition. So one of the things that I like to do, and we're gonna do that today, is I'll warm up with like a big, chalky, asymmetric solid. And I'm gonna throw a bunch of shots while I'm warming up to try to create as much transition as possible. And then make moves like you would make in league, if that makes sense. So like the same moves that you would make in league, make them in practice so that you can work on that transition game, because bowling is all about transition. And I would argue that one of the hardest things to do in bowling is be good in transition. When the lanes start, like, it's not easy, but it's easy to score when the lanes are fresh and there's plenty of hook down lane and there's plenty of hold in the middle. But what happens when the lanes change? So another thing you can do is I'll bring a urethane ball and play like the middle part of the lane and warm up, just to create some funkiness down lane. Sometimes I'll come practice and I'll intentionally ask for a lane that's not fresh, that other bowlers had already bowled on. And now, okay, figure them out. They're gonna change, figure them out. So yes, those are the 4 things I'm working on. Let me know in the comments, what are like 3 or 4 things that you are working on? And next time you practice, PWP. Practice with purpose. Love you guys. We'll see you on the lanes.